Hello all, welcome. In this session, we'll discuss about what is ERP. This is mainly for the developers or consultants or analysts who are not aware of what is ERP. This particular session will throw some light on the understanding of ERP, why do we use it and what exactly it has and what are the tools as a developer we need to learn. Let's get into outline. What is ERP? And who are the major vendors who are available in the market, and what are the modules when someone says supply chain, financials, PPM? What is this? What is a module in ERP? And what are the different methodologies we generally come across in this particular ERP? And specifically, what are the types of e-business projects we generally come across? And what are the roles in e-business projects? Tools we have to learn for e-business suite technical, and the documentation methodology in e-business suite. So what is ERP? ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. It is a bigger software application to maintain the enterprise resources. And it is not just for only bigger organization. So ERP is also available for smaller scale industries. Like let us say your company is having 50 employees, yes, you also have an ERP. If let us say your company is having 5 lakhs employees, yes, you have an ERP. So it depends upon what is the size of your company, appropriate ERP solution you have to use it. Now let's say for smaller scale, for a larger scale companies, we have to either go with Oracle or SAP or Microsoft kind of thing. Let's say if your company is very small, you can go with Wing software, or maybe there are smaller number like maybe NetApps or Workday or maybe some other ERP you have to go with. So ERP is a major business application which we use it for the purpose of managing resources. Okay. So in the company, resources depends upon what company it is, right? It can be people, money, machinery, documents, or it can be in other assets also, right? Many more. So ERP is nothing but a software application to maintain the resources. That's all about ERP. And who are the vendors in the market? There are larger number of vendors which are available in the market, but these are one of the top vendors in the market. So based on the size of your company, your turnover requirement, you have to go with appropriate vendor. So generally from Oracle perspective, we have e-business suite, we have Fusion ERP, we have PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, and they have a different flavor. These days, if you observe from the past 5 years, your ERP is also having a different flavor. It can be either on-premise or it can be a cloud one, nothing but SaaS model. Nothing but if you observe Salesforce, all the Salesforce CRM, it's totally a cloud-based solution. And in the Oracle, we have a cloud ERP, which is a total cloud-based solution. NetApps is a cloud-based solution. Microsoft Dynamics is an on-premise one. Infor is a cloud-based solution. Ariba is a cloud-based solution. Workday is a cloud-based solution. So the basic thing you have to understand is what is on-premise, what is cloud-based, nothing but. So in the cloud-based solution, the ERP is provided as a, it doesn't need to, ERP is provided, nothing but the hardware and software are maintained by the vendor itself. Coming to the on-premise, hardware has to be maintained by the client, and software you have to purchase from them. Okay, that's one of the major difference. Of course, there are a lot number of other differences comes into picture: performance, money, investment, many things comes into picture. So in the on-premise, hardware is maintained by the client, software provided by the vendor, and license based on only on the software subscription. But in the cloud-based model, hardware, software, everything is managed by the provider itself. As a vendor, you just need to simply subscribe how many users, how many modules, until what period you want to use it, and maybe what kind of extra machine you want to have it based on your performance requirement. You can mention them. Okay, so there are a lot number of ERP vendors are available in the market, and you have to go with some of the vendor based on the requirement. But basically, why does any client uses an ERP? Why can't they design our own software, right? See, the basic thing is, now let us say you're a manufacturing company. So your major intention is to create, you manufacture products. Your particular major intention is not to create a software to manage your company, right? Because like these particular ERPs are a follow standard proven methodologies. They have a lot number of financial stuff. Financial standards they have to follow according to the industry or according to the government stuff, and they do a lot of testing. And they're and they allows you to have a stronger integration with multiple particular components. So that's the reason clients don't prefer to design their own ERPs. They have to use any of the ERP and they customize it, modify it, and use it according to the requirements. Some clients, yes, of course, they do have in-house development, but they will not do any 100% development. Maybe a 50-50 or 40-60 or 70-30 kind of thing. Okay. Next thing, yes, what is a module? So ERP is a bigger software application And this particular software application have a larger number of modules which suits according to the requirement. Nothing but you may, if you're from a chemical company, if your particular client is a chemical company, it may have a process manufacturing module. Let us say your company is an HRMS company, you may have a HRMS related module. Assume that your company is a financial company or like maybe a what you call e-commerce company, you may require an SCM information, or is manufacturing company, you require an SCM one. Or it can, let us say it's a infrastructure company, you may require a PPM module. So it depends upon that's the reason what Oracle generally like ERP companies, what they do is they will define the application. Like ERP is a bigger software, and this software application have a n number of modules, and this module will be enabled based on the subscription. By default, when let us say whenever any client buys ERP, they will not enable by default all the modules. It's a module based subscription. It's not just total software subscription. They will, like, because an ERP will have 150, more than 100 modules. The large number of modules, like telecom related modules, CRM related modules. It all depends upon the requirement which module you have to client has to choose it. So very simple example I can tell you is, now let us say when you consider a house, and house will have a number of rooms. Okay, so why do you construct rooms? Because each particular room is special, will have an appropriate functionality. Hall is for watching TV and like general purpose. Dining hall is for the food purpose. Kitchen is for cooking purpose. Dining, like a bedroom is for sleeping purpose. Bathroom is for doing your bath related stuff, right? Veranda is you just have a sightseeing purpose. So that's the reason ERP module is divided into a number of modules. Like generally a financial module related to your financial functionalities, supply chain related to your inventory functionalities, CRM related to your customer relationship functionalities, or even if you consider any of the normal simple organization or your school or a college, you'll have a department for a PU. You have a HOD, you have a lecturer, you have a principal, you'll have a college, your principal, and then your college owner. So, and even within the departments, like a English department or a Maths department or a Science department, right? You'll have a different set of departments. It's not that everything is maintained by a single principal, right? It can't be done like that. So they divide the functionality based on the requirement, based on their subject matter expertise. They logically group them, the functionalities in one of the modules. Now, finance will have a number of, like a finance module will have a number of submodules, like a general ledger, fixed assets, or considering supply chain, it will have inventory, procurement kind of thing. CRM will have a customer relationship modules. Okay, so it all depends upon which particular module you use it, and based on your business, you have to use appropriate module. The basic reason of dividing the modules is because every client business is unique, and what they manufacture, what they produce, what they do in their business is totally different. So they can't design each and for a simple business application, they can't define each and every particular application, right? That's the reason that you have a bigger software application with a different number of modules. You just enable whatever you want to enable, and of course they will have some kind of interrelationship between all the modules. Now let us say when you use financial, you may require information from your subledger accounting, which you may require information from SCM, and SCM may require information from HRMS, and PPM may require information from HRMS also. So these particular modules are totally like they have a logical group of information. Nothing but data flows from one module to another module also. A module is nothing but a building block in the total ERP. ERP is a bigger name. Within the ERP, you have n number of modules. Each module will perform a particular specific functionality. Like Max mathematics department deals with mathematics related stuff. English department relates English department related folks. Of course, they will have a communication also based on the requirement, right? Like that. So what are the implementation methodology? Now let us say if any client want to implement Oracle ERP in for their particular business, what methodologies they follow, right? Generally, most of the approaches in initial days, maybe like I can say 3 years back, we generally used to follow waterfall method, but from the past few years, we have been using either hybrid or hybrid agile model. So technically, you will not find much difference, but the approach of implementing or approach of validating your functionality differs. So when you consider a hybrid agile approach, you'll go with a sprint-based approach. When you go with the waterfall approach, you'll just go with the requirement, design, implementation, testing. A very simple approach you'll go with. But this because of requirements, because of the competition in the market and evaluation of your software, there are a large number of changes. Developers or even companies are preferring to go with hybrid agile. So types of e-business project generally come across 4 types of e-business project: implementation, upgrade, rollout, and support. So out of these 4 projects, my favorite is always in implementation, and of course upgrade also. I worked in all these kind of projects like implementation, upgrade, rollout, and support. But what is the difference? Implementation, nothing but your client is implementing Oracle E-Business Suite for the first time, or maybe implementing a particular module for the first time, or next one is upgrade. So upgrade is nothing but migrating from one version to another version, like 11.5.10 to 12.1.3 or 12.1.3 to 12.2.7, like that. So rollout is nothing but, let us say your particular client is already available in one particular country and they want to enable e-business suite in another country also. Let us say Amazon was having operations in USA and they enable operations in India. So nothing but it's kind of rollout. Coming to the other one, the final one is support. Any client who implements Oracle e-business suite, they will have a support. Either it can be in-house support or it can be consulting-based support. What do you mean by support? Nothing but no software is bug free. That is first thing. And always your requirements are never freeze. The requirements get changed because of the business, because of the government requirements, because of your particular expansion in the business, because of the changes in the functionality, because of the changes done by other particular software application. There are n number of reasons why you may require support. So support is nothing but your particular ERP is in go live, nothing but it is in production, and you have to be available to either perform data fixes or enhancement. So as a developer, yes, you have to have a knowledge on all kind of projects. You have to work on all kind of projects. It's not that you just need to stick to either support or implementation. So have a different flavor so that you'll have a different kind of understanding or learning also. Roles. Generally, you'll have 4 roles. Of course, the manager role also. Technical, nothing but technical consultant, we call it as, who deals about designing technical components. Functional consultant, who closely works with the business analyst to design the functional requirements. And techno-functional is a combination of both technical and functional. DBA is all about maintaining your ERP, installation, patching, migrating, these all things. What are the tools required? So in eBusiness Suite, we have RICEW plus OAF components. Each particular component requires a specific tool and programming language, and it is having a specific purpose. Reports, we have 2 kind of reporting technologies. One is RDF, another one is XML Publisher reporting technology. RDF report uses a software called Oracle Report Builder, and mostly you require a programming language, SQL and PLSQL. Throughout eBusiness Suite, technical stuff, you require PLSQL, which is a mandatory and very much important for a technical developer. Interfaces mostly deals about designing the data to like integrate within multiple systems. It can be inbound or outbound. And extension is all about extending your existing seeded pages or modifying enabling extra functionality on the seeded pages. Workflow is all about like approval or information sharing purpose, and which require a software Oracle Workflow Builder. For forms, you require software Oracle Form Builder, which is a user interface. And for OA, we require a software called JDeveloper. You require programming knowledge on PLSQL and Java. So if you observe carefully, for all these things, SQL and PLSQL are the major important thing. And apart from that, what is other thing you require is Java. And also other thing you may require is Unix shell script. If you know that, it is much beneficial when you are migrating the components. And the other thing is like documentation methodology. When you're designing any of your particular software, you may require to document your particular stuff. Like nothing but first thing is, as a developer to design something, you have to know the requirements, right? So those requirements are designed according to a particular methodology called either it is called as application implementation methodology or Oracle Unified methodology. So AIM was a old one. Latest one is OUM, but still most of the clients still follow a combination, or they may go with their own particular approach, like copy pasting this existing one and modifying according to the requirements. Okay, so far we just discussed about what is the ERP, what are the modules available in the ERP, and what kind of tools we require in Oracle e-business suite, and what kind of methodology we follow, and what is the documentation methodology we follow in the e-business suite. This is just a high-level overview. In the next session, we'll discuss more about technical approach, technical components, and the implementation of the RICE components also. Thank you.